Okay, we're back. So this is Lucid. We're playing a game of Dominions, a multiplayer game, Grapes of Wrath, and I'm playing the Nation EA-Hinnom. Last episode I went through the national overview and pretender design, and all the troops individually. This episode we're going to do initial expansion. And I'm on currently, I think, turn 11 in the game, and I decided I'm going to turn it into a Let's Play. So all the moves, certainly for the beginning at least, are going to be issued. That's kind of how I like to do multiplayers. I spend a lot of time thinking about my moves, and I do it slowly, so nobody wants to sit here and listen to me mute, stare at the screen. So anyway, even when I get caught up, I'll probably have played the turn, and then we'll talk about it. So, first turn, I like to blind expand with this guy. The way I blind expand is I put him in the back, and then I do a hold, attack closest. And so let's talk about his stats. This was the pretender I designed, Earth 4, Nature 5. You've got a just boatload of hit points, right? So some of it's because I'm in a friendly dominion. You're a trampler, right? And you're size 6. You have Berserk, which is kind of a blessing and a curse. I would say it's more a curse early game, and it's probably more a blessing late game. So, and you also have Recuperation, which is really good for initial expansion, because you'll be taking afflictions. Your protection's not great. You're definitely going to be taking damage with 16 protection. And your defense and attack skill's not great. But you basically have a ton of hit points. One of the problems with Berserk is you take 2 fatigue around, and then Trample actually is a high... Every time you trample a square, you get additional encumbrance. So, yeah, the combination of Berserk and Trample actually is a really high fatigue combo. So, you're kind of like... You're at the beginning especially, until you have anti-fatigue items, you're like a cruise missile. You come in, you can blow about 30 units up, and then you're kind of done. So you have to be careful attacking large armies, because you're going to fatigue out. And anyway, so we're going to do initial expansion. Hope it's not that big. 95% of the time this works. I do a hold, and attack closest. Now, because you're going to go Berserk, being at the back doesn't matter, because your guy's never going to retreat, which is normally why you would put somebody in a hold position at the back. You could just as well kind of put them at the front. I think they string out a little bit more, and you get farther away from the archers and things like that. So, yeah, I like doing that. You can prophetize this dude. Because I'm a blood nation without access to any cheap blood patrollers to patrol down the unrest, I'm going to instead opt to get a Mount Fiend at Enchantment 2. And I will prophetize that guy, and he will be able to reanimate undead, which will be pretty cool. Anything else? I think that's about it. We're going to be expanding here, and for recruitment, we're going to be getting the light infantry. These are the cheap spearmen, and that's because I just want to get as many as I can in this first army, and later I'll switch over to the higher quality ones. We're also going to recruit a Horite Shaman, and he's going to follow my bull around in Sight Search. So that is that turn. We're going to load up turn 2. And we'll watch the battle. So this was the blind expansion. We didn't know what we were going into here. And this is a multiplayer. In a single player, you can always reload. In the multiplayer, you mess up your blind expansion, you're kind of stuck with a dead god for the rest of the game, or until you resurrect him. That's the other thing I'll say. With Hinnom, you've got such bad priests, it's really hard to call your god back. All your priests are level 1. And you don't even have many level 1 priests that are also mages sitting around researching. So really you have to like recruit priests to call your god back. So that was easy. We also had an event where we got some nature gems, which is nice. I didn't really talk about why I went nature 5. I went nature 5 to get Mother Oak up early. Since I'll be rushing Alteration 5 anyway with my giants, I might as well pick up Mother Oak, because my giants with Vine Shields are truly disgusting. You can also get a lot of good reinvigoration type items, which are going to be good on our dudes. The Earth 4 is for the reinvigoration and my Bless. So, he's going to continue expanding. We're going to go kind of after easy guys. I'm going to kind of avoid barbarians. Like if that scouting report was wrong and that was 50 barbarians, I would die. I can kill barbarians, but I'm going to be a little cautious about it. Meanwhile, this army is now ready to expand. So this is the formation I do. I'm attacking archers, so I put a decoy up in front, and then these guys on attack. And then this guy's moving in after my bull. For recruitment, I've switched over now to the better spearmen, the Avite spearmen. And I'm getting one more Horite shaman. I like to kind of prime the pump early with these site searchers. So we're going to get 2, and then we're going to switch over to research. Actually, let me check. I think I may... Did I do any mercenary bids? No, I didn't. Not this turn. Oh, sorry. Kind of clicking around here. Okay. Third turn. So, we're expanding here with this initial army I just showed you. And you can see the little decoy didn't really do much. And the first squad routed. I'm mostly, with these high hit points, high protection, high defense units with shields, you're mostly immune to archers. They'll take a tiny bit of damage. And my god is going to do his thing. He's actually pretty good versus heavy cavalry as well. Huge amounts of heavy cavalry will be a problem, but small amounts are not a problem. You've got enough hit points to just absorb the lance charge. We're going to be attacking here. Nothing really scary in that description, and that's probably a high-income province. We're going to be moving these guys out. With this initial army, usually you're looking for the path of least resistance. So this was an easy path. This is an easy path. That's not too hard. Right, so I may go there, or I may go here, depending on what's easier. And I think, if I'm smart, which I'm not... Oh. So I was looking for somewhere... On this turn I have to recruit a commander to lead my next expansion force. And I think I didn't have anybody nearby to do it. So I had to go up here, and I got a mounted commander, which fortunately can run over there in one turn. So anyway, we're getting him. And in one turn I'll have... by 2 turns when I have it, I'll have a fair amount of these. We're going to start site searching, and the next turn, turn 4, we have another battle. This is our pretender going in. Bunch of crap units. They're going to get crap stomped. There we go. Big angry Red Bull. Yeah. And what else? We've got our other army. So I was trying this for positioning. Actually, this is too far back. I should have had these guys more like right here. Because these guys are, I kind of want them, the goal is to hit them at about the same time. And they're going to waste a few turns throwing their spear. So, I don't know. Didn't quite do that right. Oh, I also hired some, because you're resource constrained as Hinnom, you're going to have extra money. And generally the nations that most want to buy mercenaries are nations which are resource constrained. So I definitely am at the early game. So what I'm going to do is send these guys up here. The swordsmen are pretty good. They've got some experience. Pretty good attack and defense. They'll be able to expand versus easy indies where they're not outnumbered. So that's what we'll do. We're going to send our White Bull down here. I can't totally remember. I probably thought about doing something like this too, and then the White Bull this way. But I think this is going to be an easy front to close off. And I don't really want land so far away from my capital. and both my expansion parties are up here. I'm kind of going to focus on swinging things down. I want to create like a shell around my capital. So anyway, he's going to come down. He's going to go up. You can see I got my first Ami. I switched from the Shamans, and this is Astral. I'm really looking for an Air Ami. And I've got one more turn of Spear Recruitment, and then after that I'm switching to Dawn Guard. My mounted commander is going to move down here and pick up this troop, and they will probably march their way south. We've got our scout moving along, and I think that's it for this turn. We'll go ahead and load up the next turn, which... Are we at turn 5? We are at turn 5, so we had a battle with our spearmen. I'm sorry, these are swordsmen, they're not spearmen. So we'll probably take a couple losses, yeah. So there we go. And we're going to take another one here. This is easier. And it also, if I can get this one and this one, it will kind of box that province in. It says there's 20 units with heavy cavalry too, so heavy cavalry you gotta be careful with. They might kill me. So these guys, we're gonna send our bull up to attack. Our expansion army, oh, we had a battle here. Let's watch this. I still haven't really fixed this formation. If I was paying better attention, I certainly would have, but I wasn't. So that's why I like the javelins. Look, you've already done a lot of damage before they engage, and then first hit, they run. So that's nice. But their formation gets kind of hosed, and sometimes it bites you. So they're going to take this. He's going to take this. I really want to ping this throne. I'm getting a commander just so I can ping it. Well, also, I want to build a fort. So I'm going to be conflicted, I think, if I recall. Whether I build a fort or whether I ping the throne. Meanwhile, we've got this group, which is now set up to expand. And we've got them in a hold and attack. And that's so that the light cavalry will run forward, we'll throw spears at them, and then we'll attack them. And I think that should work. Meanwhile, we're going to send him in with the army. He'll get to do flying shards or something. And, yeah. Then he'll be able to site search. In terms of recruitment... Oh, did I forget? Why did I forget? It looks like this actually is my last turn file from that. Yeah, it looks like I forgot to do Dawn Guard. Whoops. Maybe there was some thinking, like maybe I was looking at... Oh, I probably was. No, I didn't. It wasn't an accident. I was looking at this and I said, okay, if I do exactly this amount, I'll be able to build a fort here with this guy that turn. Right. That was my thought process. I want to build a fort here. It's a pretty high income province. It's got good access to mountains for resources to make Dawn Guard. That was my thought process. So that's this turn. Now we're on 6. So we have a message from Sauromatia. Agarthas are very edible. So Sauromatia is trying to get us to fight Argatha, who I'm not a neighbor with. And Niefelhiem has said that he's expanding well and asks how well I'm doing. I had sent him a message. We found a site. We found an Earth site, which is most welcome. Let's go watch these battles. So this is my new expansion army with the better spearmen, not the crappy light spearmen, but my heavy spearmen. And there they rout. And you can see, look, no damage from those militia, which is not super hard to do, but hey, it's not for nothing. What's kind of nice is this guy's not going any farther than my last troop. And I think this last guy's got a limp or something, yeah. So that's kind of good, keeps him away from battle. Next battle, this is our initial expansion army. You can see I've tuned up the formation. These guys aren't so far back now. So they kind of get there at the same time and form a cohesive line. Yeah. That's cool. This is probably my god. And it is. He knows just what to do with barbarians. Now, I've played this a lot in single player with Hinnom, and I tested this guy quite a bit. I've actually done pretty well. Usually you'll have some near-death encounters with your bull. So far I don't think he's gotten under 100 HP, but that will definitely happen if you try it. And the spearmen go, our swordsmen go, very effective. So yeah, that was cool. We got some air gems. Air gems are really good early game. You need those owl quills. So we're going to send these guys here. Another path of least resistance. This province, which looked easy last turn, actually is starting to look hard now with 40 units and a significant number of heavy cav. Glad I didn't send this group there, because I definitely thought about it. Because this will be a much higher income province than that, so there's like the risk to reward ratio you got to think about. Anyway, we're going to send these guys there. And the White Bull, I thought about going over here, but there's some things. One is I don't want to bump with Niefelhiem. Like if I run into giants, like Nephil giants will absolutely murder me. One thing is just being in Cold Dominion, which I am, because I'm near Niefelhiem. Cold Dominion just wrecks me. I'm going to take additional fatigue from severe cold. Their frost staras are going to murder my already high fatigue, and the amount of time it would take a size 6 to stomp a 5/6 giant would be literally forever. I'd be so much better off just attacking him, but I won't. I'll sit there and try to trample a size 6 giant for like 8 turns, and by the time I'll be totally fatigued out. And so probably a single Nephil Jarl could kill this guy, because I'll be sitting there trying to trample him, and he'll be sitting there pounding me with his sword. And then once I get the fatigue penalty, it's totally done. So we're not going to risk Pretender expansion up here. Yeah. We are going to send these crappy troops to take this forest province. And I do want to make my Pretender down this way and see what they got in there. Does not look like I pinged it, though. I thought I pinged it. We're going to send the Pikeneers. We got another set of mercenaries, and they're going to take this mountain province. And mercenaries are going to be an important part of why I'm so big. They've really fueled my growth. Like this turn I had 4 battles, one of which was mercenaries. 2 of them were armies, 1 was Pretender. But I'm going to be way bigger than anybody else. And part of that is due to mercenaries. So these guys are going to keep expanding, and even if you end up like, I may slow my roll and not try to get too big so I don't get too much aggression. But however big you get, you want to get that big quickly, because you'll be getting gold faster, and you'll be able to get critical infrastructure up faster. So, which means you'll probably win, not lose your first war, which means you'll have more territory from that, etc. So anyway. That's that. We've got the Dawn Guard going. I think we're probably recruiting another dude soon. No, this is our first turn of Dawn Guard recruitment. I was going to build a fort here, but Formoria's here, and I don't know his allegiances. So I'm a little worried if he saw a commander here, he might attack me. And if I lose my first fort as Hinnom, I'm going to be in some real trouble. So, the other thing, the way I would have to build a fort is I'd have to give up all my recruitment, which would be worth it. Like, I would have done it if I didn't see Formoria here. But I saw him here, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to put a fort up on the edge. I would rather put a fort 1 tile back. So I moved this guy back in position for what I think is probably a better fort. And then I switched to recruiting, which is going to hasten all of my research and give me a bigger army. So anyway, that was the call I made. And I think this is the last turn for this episode. We're going to continue expanding. This army's moving south. This army's moving onto the mountain. My Pretender's coming here, aiming for the throne. We're continuing to site search. And these mercenaries are going to keep on going, because that's what they do. I think it's time for me. Yeah, it's turn... 1 turn left on keeping these, so we're going to have to rehire them this turn. But yeah, they were a good investment. They've got me 3 provinces already. Like they've definitely paid for themselves, and will continue paying me after their wages are over through those provinces. So we're getting close to enchantment 1. Nothing to write home about that. And thanks everyone for watching. I'll catch you next episode.